Alright, so for this project you're going to need perhaps some watercolor pencils or a watercolor palette, or just regular color pencils I think should also work, but you can really get some good blending with the watercolor stuff. Also a white gel pen or a white chalk pencil, those will work. Got my cup of water and paper towel, a Sharpie or a black ink pen of some sort. And I'm going to be using a stencil for this project. And we're going to do this as a two-part picture, so I'm going to be using actually 2 pages of my sketchbook here for this. Grab my good old horse stencil again, and we're going to trace him again. I'm going to use the watercolor pencils again just to trace his outline, and this one I'm going to use the watercolor palette with. We'll have dueling horses. For the second one, we're going to leave the inside white, and we're going to paint around it. Kind of like, if you've seen Harry Potter, we're going to make like a glowy Patronus looking animal. So I'm just going to paint around the outside of it. And I'm starting with the water just so that the colors will flow nicely into each other. I like to get it a little bit wet first, so it'll spread. My blue. See how it spreads out so nicely like that? And once again, don't worry if it's not super dark to start with, because you can go back once the first layer is dry and add more. I'm going to paint to the edge of the paper, but if you want to do just like a little aura around it, that's totally optional too. It is up to you. I like filling the whole space, but there's a cool look just doing the outline too. This would also be a good time to, if you have salt and you want to play with sprinkling a little salt on there, that can do a cool effect. You can build up the color and move it around on the paper by picking the paper up and rotating it so the water moves in different areas.
this would be great rubbing alcohol.
Oh yeah, you make some really cool shapes there. You can see I've got some puddles going, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it up and let it move the color a bit. If you need to, if you're getting too much of a puddle in one spot, you can also take your paper towel and soak up, just to take the tip and soak up a little bit. But not too much, because you do want to be able to have that nice smooth transition, so I'm going to put a little just regular water back. Now remind me, do we put this on while it's wet?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's when it works the best.
Little droppers. Oh, we should send. All right. I'm just gonna put some drops. Ah, look at that. That's so cool. Art is neat, you guys. Yep. I'm just gonna shake it so it does some cool splatty things. That's a technical term.
Yes, it is.
And all right, I'm gonna do bring a little bit of detail on this tail over here, and then we're gonna let this one also dry. Some other things you can do in the meantime, though, while you're waiting for it to dry, is if you're working from a paint palette, like over here, you can also mix up some colors on the side here. That is not water. Use water. Mix up some colors. So here's got my blue. And take a little purple. Make kind of a nice indigo. You can just kind of flick it on there. I'm gonna do a little with the green also. Grab some blue. I like using the blue to mix in everything. It's a good in between. Okay. And I don't mind that there's some speckles on there. I think that makes the inside look cool too. He's dappled. It's a dappled horse. Alright. Yeah, this is still pretty wet. So I'm going to come back to this in a few minutes when this is dry. Alright, so we let it dry a bit. We actually cheated and used the heat gun to dry it, but you can just let it dry. This would be a good time to go grab a drink of water, stretch, you know, all that good stuff that people are supposed to do. So I'm actually going to go back and add another layer now. Kind of really like the color. I'm going to make some darker spots. Oh wait, I'm using the paint palette on this one. Come back, water. So I'm going to just darken up a couple areas. Really build up some contrast. Yes, it's my signature, the arm marks. Yeah, move that water around. Yep. Oh no! That's alright. You know, well, let's embrace this. Let's tilt it a little bit this way and just move the paint around. I don't know if any of that's on the camera. Come on. Drip, drip. There you go. You can turn this into trees.
Ooh.
There you go. Happy accidents! There you go. It's fine. But because I've got this little line here, I'm gonna add water to it so it doesn't...
Ooh, maybe he's not a space horse anymore. Maybe
He's underwater?
He's in the water.
Oh yeah. He's a kelpie. Or a puka. I think I do want a little bit more color here. You know, yeah, let's embrace the water horse. So I'm adding more green now. Get some briny depths. Art it's all about the journey. It's easier if you don't start out with an end goal because, hey, you never know where your painting will take you. Sometimes you start out in space and you end up under the sea, and that's okay. I'm going to tilt a little of the color back up in the butt region. There you go. Alright, now I'm gonna let this guy dry, and same thing again. So another drink break. Go to the bathroom, stretch, do some jumping jacks, I don't know. Look out the window. So now that we've got a couple layers on, you could keep adding more layers if you want, but I think they're looking pretty cool. Here's go. A lot of cool texture in there. Now this guy, we're gonna put all of our detail in the outside of the animal. So let's draw some seaweed. That's what I'm thinking. Draw some cool flowy lines. And you can have a lot of fun just adding all kinds of patterns to the background. I'm just kind of giving myself guidelines because I'm trying to play it a little cautious. But if you, like I said, if you're bold and you just want to embrace the Sharpie, you can just go for it. I don't even know if I will use all these lines. Draw my wavely seaweed. This might be fantasy seaweed. I'm not sure what seaweed looks like exactly, so that's okay. It is my own version of seaweed. And once again, you're trying not to go into the shape, so you want to leave this whole part blank if you can. And this part might take a while, so maybe I'll speed it up in the video. We'll find out. Oh, okay. So I just need to make a smile. Thank you. Lovely assistant. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit longer then. There we go. Long leaves. is always greener. Somebody else's tree. And you can draw really any kind of scene. You don't even have to make it a scene. I kind of like making landscapes, so that's kind of what we're doing. But you can draw patterns if you want. You could put like a mountain scene back there, a forest. Bubbles is what I'm thinking. And last but not least, I'm gonna fill out that mane a bit. It's gonna be really interesting because I cannot see where the lines are going. Oh, maybe a little over.
It's the same with inks when you use white.
Yeah.
Color.
At first it doesn't show up and
I
then...
don't think that you're putting enough ink down and then all of a sudden
It's like ink everywhere. Yeah. Let's give him floaty hair too. Because why not? We're under the sea. Beautiful. Floaty's here. And over here. It does show up a little bit better against the Sharpie right away. And you can do this as much as you want. I tend to overwork things, but that's okay. Okay. Let that side dry. Okay. So I didn't put any bubbles over here. Oh, that's it. Yeah. We got some bubbles, we got some seaweed. Ah, that's a little too close. There we go. Cool.
So pretty.
Yep. I think I'm gonna actually massage the ear a little bit more. But then I think we're pretty much done. So that's the thing.
Positive and negative space.
Whoa, tale of two horses. Let's see if we can get them both in without knocking over the water. There we go.